Hey, everybody's unmuted now. Good evening. Before we get started, the views and opinions expressed on this broadcast are not necessarily those of the SCV, its GEC, its executive director, or any division, brigades, camps, or other subsidiaries. Hi, everybody.
How's everyone?
IR.
I'm good, Commander. It was a pretty good birthday weekend for me.
Good. Man, again, happy birthday.
Thank you, Commander.
Meh.
I got to do SCV work and go to the rodeo and see one of my closest friends.
I'm not giving you the picture of the dog.
What picture of the dog? Uh-huh.
The one you've been eyeing.
No, give me the dog.
I'm not giving you the dog picture.
Give me the dog.
You're not getting the dog picture. Oh.
Faversham. And me? Oh, I didn't see this. Oh, yeah. That's what I was really talking about.
Right.
Yeah.
You're in the doghouse.
I'm always in the doghouse.
She's going to be offended.
Oh, she knows. She knows. She actually got me a birthday gift. She got me a card with a nice little moose on it and everything.
But she's been carrying that card around for 6 months.
She's been waiting.
6 months.
She
And
thought
every time we'd go on a road trip. Oh my God! Have you seen the blah 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 the card I got for Moose? Yes, it's cute.
Florida man in the chat, Sean McFall. Good to see you, Miss Sean.
Jack, what are you doing up here in Jackson? Get out of my city.
He working.
Okay. That's it. Get out of my city. Go on back to the coast now.
Gerald, my calf is doing. Roscoe's doing great. He headbutted me today and almost made me fall over. He did get a little extra time. He broke out of his stall today.
Good.
Had to chase a calf around.
Good calf. Anyway, good evening to everybody else in the chat. Oh, you're paging. Oh, well. So you ought to come by the fairgrounds. That's fun. Anyway.
Connor.
Yeah, no, because I don't work at the fairgrounds. But it's Dixie Week.
Ooh.
So yeah.
Ooh.
Fun stuff. Anyway, David Perkins, good evening. Walter Kennedy, how are you doing? David Pope, Sean McFall, Gerald, how are you doing? The man, the myth, the legend, Paul Gramling Jr.
in the chat. Man in the SCV.
And Jason's a close second. He is. Jason's a really good dresser.
Oh, okay. Well, I used to travel a lot with Paul, and when you travel a lot with him, you can't help but pick up some details.
Yeah, just the color palette's a lot more manageable.
Well, I have to be careful wearing black and white because I'll look like a penguin, and I'm too short to wear any kind of stripes. So, I have to watch what I wear. But if you hang around with Paul Gramling, you will pick up some fashion tips.
No red shoes?
No, I don't have any red shoes. I did see him in a pair of red shoes one time. Mm-hmm. Yep, you could pick him out coming down the hallway at National Reunion. I didn't even have to see him. I saw the red shoes. I go, whoop, there's Paul.
And they weren't a fropping.
No, they were not.
Oh no, that day will live in SCV chat history.
Yeah.
Or past Commander-in-Chief Paul Gramling Jr.'s shoe just went to wear a frop.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right in the middle of toting the casket of, I don't think toting's the correct term, but respectfully carrying Paul bearing the casket. Paul, we're never going to let you down, let it down, unlike your shoes. Respectfully, the remains of Nathan Bedford Forrest and that tongue of that shoe just got to, or the sole of that shoe got to fropping.
Didn't it like die on him like right at the rocks?
But yeah, the only time there's been a blowout and not being a tire at a major event.
Yeah.
John, hello, and Carl Faversham and Tony, how are you doing? And Pamela, who is watching on YouTube. I think this is your first time watching, or at least first time commenting. So, first time I've seen it. So, hello. Miss Linda, hello. And Kyle, hello. And I've already said hello to Gerald and Frank Kirby. Hello. And everybody else who's commenting says, oh, hey, Todd, we've been praying for you.
Yes.
Hope you're doing better. Hope you're really doing better. Hey, Jack, one thing, if you look at the portrait of Governor Robert Lowry, he's wearing his UCV pin. And I believe in 1906, if my memory serves correct, he was division commander for the Mississippi UCV when SD Lee gave us the charge. I think that was post-governor career. Not 100% sure on his governor dates off the top of my head. But yeah, he's wearing a UCV pin. Very proud UCV member. And we in Mississippi have a chance, I'm talking with Archives and History right now, to preserve one of the coats that he wore during the war in 1864, during when Newton Knight and his people were being renegades in the Free State of Jones, when he was sent down there to put them in line. But that's something that we'll have to cover at Division Reunion, which it's getting close to Division Reunion season.
I can't believe it.
Kyle Thompson had a comment for you about your penguin thing. I think he's referring to that. He says Oswald Cobblepot. That's way harder to say than Wicket. So
he's our little penguin. You've said much worse. I don't want you to give me that.
I have, but nothing like that. That was a
Star Wars character multiple times.
Yeah, as an insult, but you said it like it was a term of endearment. Oh, he's our little penguin.
It is a term of endearment.
I think that's worse.
No. You want to see worse?
He's breaking out the finger puppet.
This is much worse.
That was funny.
Yes, I will give it credit. That was funny. Yes.
Just to see the commander, who's, obviously the commander-in-chief to your national reunion has a lot on his mind and might be stressed about a couple things. To see him round a corner and three men.
And there were finger puppets.
Little T-Rex puppet.
Three grown men that he considers friends.
Yes. One calls him dad.
that he considered friends.
He considered friends.
Yes. Well, that really was an interesting time. Yes, but that was unusual around the corner and see those three finger puppets.
Also got this.
Mm-hmm.
Connor's mom actually gave me this.
I'm so glad I'm sending a private message on Facebook, not looking at the bobble eye finger puppet thing.
It's a classic. I do have so I've kind of made it a tradition. I say tradition. It'll be a tradition after you, but I have a custom tie that you will receive at National Reunion this year, Commander. 50 if I'll ever see you wear it.
I'll wear it. I'll wear it. If it anything at all, and I've decided even if it's bad, I'll wear it as a fundraiser. If y'all come up with enough money, I'll wear it somewhere.
Well, would you do a fundraiser to keep the clothes on?
Would I do a fundraiser to keep them on? Of course I'm going to keep them on.
Well, I mean, like my mind immediately went to the gutter. pay $5 extra per member, or we'll send you a picture of Jason wearing a thong.
Oh no, y'all don't want to see that. No.
Yeah,
No.
exactly.
Exactly.
Hey, you wanted a laid back episode. So
there it
yes.
is. There it is.
Yes. And it has been a long time since I've had a laid back episode where we just got together and just talked, and I'm happy to be able to do it. So thank y'all for this. I can't see it. I'm on my phone. So
Paul just sent a face.
Yeah.
Yeah, Paul. Okay. And yeah, Paul, yeah, I'd be sick too. Ain't no way I'm going to put a thong on. Now, maybe if y'all give me like $100 a person, I wouldn't wear one. How about that?
Yeah.
Do that, or that's going out in the veteran a week before you.
Yes. Yes.
Poor elbow.
Oh yes. Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
But,
yeah. Yes, and I do feel sorry for her. And guys, I got to say this. A couple of days from now, we're at Valentine's, and Valentine's Day in 1987. She said, "I do." Aww. So we're going to have our 37th wedding anniversary on Valentine's Day. That poor woman. That's all I can say. I don't even like me. So I don't know how in the world she manages it.
Well, I mean, she's a very sweet lady, unlike certain other people whose wives scare us. I'm not going to mention her because I will feel her wrath.
She likes to.
There we go. And the comment feud of the night between Calvin Hart from Florida and Carl Jones begins. If Carl was a spice, he would be flour.
Okay. There was a comment about Carl Jones today while I was at HQ, and actually got to be ended up being a conversation. Somebody made a comment about Carl and music, and I kind of come up with an idea, huh?
Carl does music?
Yes, that is the rumor. The rumor is that that Carl plays a little music and he was a Marine. So the discussion we had was maybe we ought to get Carl a Taylor Swift T-shirt so that he can wear during the oratory contest and use that as a fundraiser.
Please do. I'll pay money for that.
Yes. Now I don't know what Carl's going to say about that, but I could just see him in a T-shirt that says Swifty on it.
Oh, it's glorious.
Huh.
Now, I say that knowing he's about 3 times my size, so I need to be careful.
Oh, he's a loving teddy bear.
Yes. Do y'all remember seeing those old cartoons where he'd take and pound the guy on top of the head and drill him into the ground? That's what Carl could do to me. Just walk up to me and start hitting him on the top of the head.
Nah.
I have to see if I can get. Well, actually, there's a couple things your reaction at reunion will be money to see. The Dead Gum Moose Hunt will be one of them.
Oh yeah, so we are going to do the moose hunt.
I don't think I have a choice. I think we reached the fundraising goal.
Pledges. We've been
pledges.
We got enough pledge to do moose hunt.
Okay.
We'll ask again around reunion. If there's not enough, I won't be doing it. But
remember, $20 to shoot a Nerf gun at moose. And yeah.
Yeah, and it all goes to the National Confederate Museum.
Yes.
And when you get your kill, you get to take a picture of Moose, and he will be in his moose costume.
So what did Carl just say?
Paul says, I was out lighting the grill and walked in to catch the tail end of that. I heard my name and Taylor Swift's in the same sentence. Something ain't right about that. Well, Carl, something's not right about it. But also, Calvin Hart said if you were a spice, you would be flour.
Oh, Adam has a fundraising idea.
What is it?
Roast the outgoing commander-in-chief.
Oh, doing a roast? Oh, I'd love that.
Well,
yes.
I do consider
now.
myself Don Rickles of the SCV. So,
yes, yes, I would definitely do a roast. I think that would be a great idea.
You know, we have pay-per-view.
Hold on, one thing really quickly. Even though we are doing the Nerf, moose hunt, Victor said, made my own Nerf gun. Seriously, if we're doing this, where it's not like you bring a paintball gun, because we get this all the time, or bring an airsoft gun. No, it'll be a Nerf gun that we provide with the bullets we provide. We're not going to hurt moose physically.
I don't understand what I've done to y'all, but some of y'all absolutely hate me. I've heard airsoft guns, pellet guns. I really don't know what I have done to y'all in the course of the past 4 years to deserve it, but here we are. Yeah, but I like that idea, and SCV Chat actually has a new feature on Facebook that might help us do that.
We do?
Are you talking about doing the roast?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I'd do a roast.
We have pay-per-view now. We can run a pay-per-view and charge money for it.
Okay. All right. I'm good with that. I'm good with it. I think it would actually be fun. And I think
Miss Linda said catfish campus for dinner? ? Jason Boshears.
On Friday night, yes. Excuse me, not Friday night, Saturday night of the GEC. Saturday night of the GEC.
Everybody is now attacking me. Sean asked about what about hurting moose mentally. I don't know what I've done to Mr. Sean.
Do that. That's me and Forrest, we're the ones allowed to do that.
Yeah, my own father called me fat this weekend. That was an experience.
Who called you fat?
My own father. We're just in the vehicle and he just looks over and he just pats my belly like I'm a Buddhist little shrine and just starts laughing.
Hey, that happens to me all the time. I don't see what's so bad about it. You just wait till people walk up and rub it like they're a Buddha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what my dad did to me.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's they do it to pregnant women too. I think it's something soothing about the shape.
Well, that and sometimes people will walk up and poke me in the belly, and I do that Pillsbury Doughboy.
Everybody gets one.
Yes. Hey,
that's my thing. You get one per lifetime. Once you use it, I got a list. Once you use it, nope, you're done.
I haven't used mine specifically. I'm saving it for a bad day.
Yes,
like
no,
very
you have
bad
used
day.
yours.
When?
You have used yours. You used it about 2 years ago.
When? What scenario? I don't know if I ever did it.
A national reunion 2 years ago.
No.
Yes.
No. Can I have a request form for just one more? And
I'll listen. There's a whole committee hearing, and it's really not worth the effort.
I think it is. For when I really have had a bad day.
So Calvin, Carl said that you're his favorite little sister. Wait on your response on that there, Calvin Hart. Carl also said that Jason's not fat, he's just jolly.
I am what you call festively plump.
Fun fact, I raised a little bit of a stink about an example used in a textbook in college and got that textbook pulled. I can't remember what it was. My Comp 1 textbook, but I think it was about generalizations, and it says all fat people are jolly. And I read it, and I raised up my hand. And Professor, this says I don't appreciate this generalization. I am not jolly. And I know they're making a mockery of it, but I don't appreciate being body shamed like that. And she took it seriously, and yeah, they didn't use that textbook the next year.
Miss Linda said no, she meant for Valentine's Day with Miss Linda.
Oh, Valentine's Day with Miss Linda. That will probably be after the Stephen D. Lee this weekend. Because, it's happening. The Stephen D. Lee's happening this coming weekend right here in Columbia. And we've got a lot of stuff we're having to get ready for. We worked some in the museum today. Adam's done a great job with everything there. We got the cabinets cleaned and ready to go because we got a lot of people, hopefully having a lot of people coming in for the Stephen D. Lee. And I know I'm going to be busy the weekend because Friday night we have the event there at Elm Springs. Saturday we have the event itself. Saturday night we have the banquet. So it will probably be after that. I'm booked up for several different weekends coming up. So, we'll figure out something special to do. I will say this, for our 15th wedding anniversary, we went to Walmart. Now, that might not seem like anything, but I hate going to Walmart. I had rather take a pistol whipping than to go into Walmart. But there was some things we needed to do. And as we were headed somewhere on our anniversary, we went to Walmart.
There are two signs of true love in this world. One is writing your name and your significant other's name in a heart inside of a Stuckey's bathroom, and in this case, Elbow and Jabo forever in a heart. And then the other one's going to Walmart with somebody.
Yes, Walmart definitely attracts its own crowd. Yes, that much does. I can say. And we went to Walmart. So, but no, we also went and ate and did a lot of that, did that other stuff. But 37 years, I just feel sorry for her, well,
at least you're not as romantic as Adam Southern, who thinks that going to Waffle House is a date.
I can top that. I took one of my, I think my second girlfriend to Popeyes for our first date, and I built up the date all week as I was going to take her to someplace fancy and treat her well.
Well, go ahead and get your one out of the week.
But alas, now I am a broke college student, and I don't know if I've ever told this story. I was so broke in college.
How broke was he?
I had a girlfriend at the time, my freshman year, and instead of taking her somewhere nice for a date, I was like, I'll just do a picnic. I'm at Ole Miss, this beautiful grove. I'll take her by this beautiful monument that definitely won't be moved in 2 years, and we'll have a good time. And so when I went to cook the burgers, I realized my debit card got denied buying the beef. It was a quick realization, and I left. And I went straight back to the house and asked my roommate, what did we have? He's like, well, we have a peanut bread and peanut butter and jelly. I said, perfect. So I went to a gas station, got our desserts and drinks, came back to the house, fixed a sandwich, went to pick her up, take her out. I was trying to be romantic. I pulled out this nice blanket, helped her get down, was fixing the meal, and she was like, what'd you cook for us? I was like, well, I made us something. I didn't have enough money to buy something. She's like, oh, okay. What'd you make? Peanut butter and jelly. Harrison, I'm allergic to peanuts, right? I told you this yesterday.
And he's still single, ladies.
And guess what?
Yes.
She does, well, we'll just skip to dessert. You said you brought dessert. What'd you bring?
Reese's Cups.
Reese's Cups. And the face this woman made at me was enough to kill maybe 5 frat boys that were sitting around me. They all knew the level of crap I've just stepped in. And I tried to take her out to a restaurant, with some of the cash that I was saving to do something with. Man, I took her by Chick-fil-A, bought her a nice meal. She looked at me and said, "You know why I can't eat Chick-fil-A?
Because they couldn't peanut butter oil.
They fry all their nuggets in peanut oil."
Yep.
I looked at her, said some things that I'm not proud of, drove right back to her dorm, said, "I'll see you tomorrow." She said, "Maybe." She got out, walked away. I went straight to my room and watched a Spider-Man movie.
That might be the most romantic story I ever heard.
I tried my best.
And we wonder why you're single.
I say it's because I'm a workaholic for a nonprofit that I get paid $0 in.
I think the real reason is because you don't listen, and you think murder on a first or double murder on a first date is a good idea.
This wasn't our first date. We'd been dating for like 3 or 4 months.
That makes it so much better. That makes it so much better.
Yeah. Yes. The fact that you've been dating 3 or 4 months and you didn't know that she had a peanut allergy. I mean, come on. You got to pay attention, son. I mean, there's a difference between getting a girlfriend and keeping a girlfriend. Okay. First of all, you have to get one. You have to be something that somebody wants. Okay. Now, after you've started dating, after a little while, know what her favorite food is. You better know her middle name. You have to know these things. You have to pay attention. Getting one is one thing. Keeping one is something completely different. Because at the end of the day, there is always a test. I have failed them. I know this. There is a test. I have failed them.
The bad thing is...
And don't take her to Freddy's.
That's the lesson of the night.
And don't try to pick up a woman at Freddy's.
No. The funny thing,
it would have taken a front end loader to pick this one up.
She mentioned how like allergic she was to peanut butter to me like multiple times.
Good God, there's no helping the boy, Jason.
Yes. There's this thing, but go ahead.
I've grown, Dig Nabbit. This was like fall of 2018. I was 19, so I've grown as an individual.
Well, did you learn from it?
Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes life teaches us bad lessons, but lessons we have to remember.
She dated me for a month after that.
Huh.
We broke up because of the rumors that they were going to take down the monument.
Huh. Well, at least it was a good reason.
And Spider-Man.
Carl says that he had to stop eating at Longhorn Steakhouse or taking his wife there on Valentine's Day because they didn't have any brisket bones.
I'll take it.
Yes.
First date to Longhorns.
And Carl Adam Southern, soon to be ex-executive director, said that Be Something Somebody Wants by Jason Boshears, cover artwork to be released tomorrow. I hope you realize, Adam, that on Valentine's Day, there's now going to be a picture of Jason as a cherubim, as a cupid, with the diaper and everything, with the little bow with the heart arrows released, and it's your fault.
Yeah, I'm making that as we speak now.
Yeah. All right. So this is coming from the guy that takes his wife on a romantic dinner to Waffle House, going in there looking for ham and eggs and love at 2:00 in the morning.
No, it ain't even 2:00 in the morning. 2:00 in the morning, he's sending me TikToks. Actually,
is he making them?
Yeah, he's still making them. But we better go ahead and stop picking on Adam, or he'll sick Kayla on us. And
no, we don't want that.
What's that?
We've all felt the wrath. We've all been that close to death now.
Do y'all remember that look I got over that tiara?
Yeah. And here's the thing. I'm getting her a better tiara this year to placate her. This one will have real rhinestones in it.
That reminds me of a Glenn Campbell song.
Yeah. Ron, we actually have more than what you're seeing on that. We can actually see more folks on our end.
Yeah, I'm not able to see any of the comments.
Yeah. Well, Ron's saying that we have 26 live on Facebook and 18 on YouTube. Our statistics are showing that our numbers are more than that. So anyway,
Adam
go ahead.
Adam says if he's up at 2 a.m., he's alone because for some reason Kayla goes to bed at 9 a.m. I don't understand that logic, but she must be still mad about the Waffle House.
9 p.m. Yeah, you better get that right.
What does he say?
He said 9 p.m. Excuse me. You better get that right, because if not, she gon' paddle that little rear end.
Oh yeah.
Make you sleep out there with the dog and the cat and the chickens
and the cow
and the stolen goats. But speaking of Adam Southern, our executive director, and everything that he is doing right at the museum, I do believe we got some new furniture in that museum. Is that correct, Commander-in-Chief Jason Boshiers?
Yes, sir. The 10 cabinets. The Order of Southern Cross gave us a grant to get 10 cabinets. These cabinets are museum-grade cabinets. They have the museum glass in them. These are wonderful cabinets. We got them in. We put them up, put them out. It was myself, Adam, Jimmy Hill, and Robert Julson. We put them out last Monday, a week ago. And we've been cleaning them up, getting them ready. Adam has been putting artifacts in them already. And I have been sending y'all pictures of that. I know I sent you some. Now let's pause on that picture right there for a moment. We have a member, Ron Perdue. And Ron Perdue has a love of Stone Mountain. And these are the artifacts that he has donated to the museum. When I was there and I spoke at their Christmas party in December, he gave me some of these to bring to the museum. Now, the only one that is not his, if you'll look on the top shelf to the right of the Stone Mountain picture, that is the coin that Derek has given to us that will be auctioned off at the National Reunion. That is a mint, uncirculated 1925 silver Stone Mountain coin. The value on that, there was one that sold recently. It sold for $2,350. So that's going to be it. We just went ahead and put it in the cabinet just to have it there so people can see it. As you know, there's a lot going on with Stone Mountain right now. And I want to, we're doing everything we can. You saw the thing come out on the Telegraph with 2 links to make for you to, and we used it using one-click politics for it to go out to our members, and y'all spread it out, send it out to people, and follow those 2 links and let your thoughts be known concerning Stone Mountain. That we've already had of the 2 emails, we're close to 1,000 apiece on each email. So, but instead of having 1,000, we need 10,000. So, if you got that link, let it rip.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I will also say I did mine. Talk about the link. I did mine yesterday. It took all 4 minutes to do both of them, and I did it off my phone.
Yes, and it's that's what I tested off of. When I created the links, I follow them on the computer, and then I go back and I do them on the phone as well. It's easy to do. It's easy to do. And we.
Oh, sorry.
And, no, you go. But that I want to thank Ron Purdue for that generous donation, and you got to come see him. I mean, it is wonderful, wonderful stuff that he has donated to the museum. If you want to show a few of those other pictures, go right ahead. And I'm not trying to steal any of Adam's thunder. Adam, with his Hearth and Home episode, Adam has done a tremendous job there at the museum. He really has. We already have stuff in 4 cabinets already, and we just put them up a week ago. And that's just music. And people need to really come and see that. The fiddle that is there, that was donated by one of my camp members, and that was his ancestors that he played during the war.
You know what the difference between a fiddle and a violin is?
One's north of the Mason-Dixon and one's south of the Mason-Dixon.
Well, one has strings, the other one has strings.
Okay.
Yuck, yuck, yuck.
Yep.
Real quick, we will have that link up on SCV Chat's Facebook page if y'all need help finding it, or if you just want to share it on social media to some of your friends.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, I think somebody in Mississippi had something to do with the pants there on the left.
Believe, was that one from the Mississippi Division, or was that just one from our historian in chief?
That's the one from the historian in chief.
So yes, my father donated those pants. I don't know if he's watching tonight. He might be working, bless his heart. But I might try to see if we can leave that as a surprise for him, because he'll be coming up to National this weekend.
Yes, he's supposed to be there for the Stephen D. Lee. He better be. He's one of our speakers. And to the right of that of the pants is a frock coat. That frock coat was donated by a past commander in chief, and that come out of Alabama, and it needs to be preserved. But we wanted to put it out because we wanted people to see that, because one of the things we asked for was textiles, because we don't have a lot of textiles. But we got those pants, we have the frock coat, and we have some cappies that are already out in another cabinet. So, but we had those pants in one of the lay down cabinets, where you can stand over it and look down. And Adam thought, and I agree with him, once I saw it, I agree with what he thought. Hey, we need to put those pants on the board, and it's leaning back, so the board's not upright; it's leaning back, and they show a lot better that way.
Mm-hmm.
And really, the cabinet. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, when you look at them like leaning up like that or leaning back like that, hold on a quick sec. I'm gonna change layout so that we're all on. Well, dang nabbit. Dang nabbit. Dang nabbit. There we go. So we're all on here at the same time. Well, that's not working. Okay. Oh well. We tried.
And that's and what you're seeing is we're working on cards now, but the card for the pants was already there, and the card for the frock coat's already there. So we're just working on some more cards to go out with everything.
Yeah, there we go. I knew I had us a layout that would work like that, where we could all still be seen. Because right now you were just hiding behind the pants. But
that's fine.
The pants being like that gives it a real human element to it. Like, because all of a sudden it looks like a pair of pants. Whereas laying down in the cabinet, you don't get to see it all at once.
Yes. And when you come, look at the pants and look at the waist diameter on those pants. You will get an estimate of the size. I'm going to say they're 26-inch waist. I mean, and you can see how long and thin they are. This was a fairly tall young man, and he got these pants near the end of the war, so there's not a lot of wear on them, but he did wear them at the end of the war. And pants are kind of unusual in this good a shape because they wore them after the war and generally wore them out. They went home and they used them for whatever they needed to. They worked in them, they plowed in them, they did whatever they needed in them. Because a lot of times that was the only pair that was the only clothes that they had. But pay attention to the waistline. It's tiny. It's tiny. And this coming from a guy who has to put his belt on with a boomerang.
I resemble that.
That caught me off guard so bad.
Hey, y'all said that I could have a fun episode. When was the last time y'all saw me here with every time you see me, I got a coat and a tie on. And y'all asked me to come on tonight, and I said if we can be casual about it.
You're like the fun uncle. We love it when you're casual. The fun uncle.
And that's just pictures of the how we put the cabinets is like a capital I, so you're able to if you look at it from above looking down. So just come on and see this. We have more artifacts we're going to be putting out. I imagine we'll have a few more out by the time the Stephen D. Lee gets here. I'm expecting to have them full if you come for the May 4th deal, in which we have the Pilgrimage and Homecoming and the Army of Tennessee Workshop. I'm fully hoping to have all 10 of these cabinets full because we have some artifacts, but we're going to need more artifacts.
Yeah. And Adam needs to be prepared to tell the story of the painting on John Pelham there in the corner.
Yes.
This upcoming Adam, if you're still watching, I'm making a request for the next Hearth and Home episode. Buddy.
I tell you, Adam and the whole staff up there, I was deeply motivated by a lot of our members, and a lot of our members have stepped up and they've made some donations. This past Thanksgiving, they do a military collectors show up in Franklin, Tennessee, the Tennessee Military Collectors Association. And I was there. I always go up and visit because we have SCV members that set up there. And I was up there visiting with everybody, and I come across this. This is a picture of Theodore Alcock, Alcock. He was with the Orphan Brigade. He was in the 6th Regiment of the 1st Kentucky. He ended up being their colonel. He fought. Now this is a cool thing about that. You see his picture there, and he's holding a fiddle because it does have strings. So that is going to go into our music section on that. The other side of it, you could pull the lining out of it, and it has all of this information written about it. And it was written in pencil on both of those, tells you the whole story of them. The picture was taken after Stones River, which was at the very end of 62 and the very beginning of 63. So that picture was taken in Murfreesboro after that. He did survive the war. I looked him up. He fought at Shiloh, Vicksburg, Stones River, Chickamauga, Rocky Face, Resaca, Dallas, was all the way into Atlanta, fought in downtown Atlanta. He actually got hurt in a railroad accident near the end of the war where he lost some teeth, and he died in Nashville, living in Nashville in 1894, and he is buried in Kentucky. So, but that is, his information was written in pencil on that. So, I picked that up and I donated that to the museum. I had to do something. Our members have been so great about finding artifacts and donating them to us. And I come across that and I said, I need to do this.
It's very beautiful and well kept. Sometimes it's kind of hard to believe how some of these have made it, hundreds of years, but it looks in great condition.
Yes. And considering that was done, during the war, a lot of times you see some of these, and like you said, they're pretty well beat up, and we don't know exactly who they are. Now, that one is in good shape, but Adam showed me one today that was in a lot better condition than that one. And it's one of the bigger dogger types. I don't know if I'm even saying it correctly, but it was one of the bigger ones, and it is in great condition. And I'll let him talk about that on the Hearth and Home episode.
Well, I can't wait. Dad's going to take this as a friendly challenge. I believe he has something that he might be showing off soon. I think he found something.
Well, let's just consider this a challenge. I felt like watching our members, and I'm gonna say this. I was this past weekend. I was down in Gainesville, Florida, visiting with the camp there, and they donated things there. And I'm gonna let Adam talk about those. They donated them. I should have sent y'all the pictures. In fact, I'll send them to you for Thursday night, and you can use them on your look around where they donated these artifacts. And one of them is just really super cool artifact. A member, his grandfather, in 1890, when they were raising the Robert E. Lee statue in Richmond, he was one of those boys that got to pull the rope that lifted Lee up into place, and he had a ribbon, and that ribbon has been donated to us. And and his ancestor also served in Odie's Battery, and he had a banner for Odie's Battery that they donated as well. And then another member donated the bonds for Jackson, the $1,000 bonds. It was they were the 7% bonds, where if you donated $1,000 in 6 months, you got back $1,035. This was to get the war effort going. And they're the Jackson $1,000 bonds, and he donated those. So I go and I visit, and this several times lately that I've come back and members have donated artifacts, and I thought I'm going to have to start donating artifacts. So I donated 2 today. I'm going to end up taking the rifle up there. Now, I don't know who carried the rifle. I have no provenance on the rifle, but the rifle was made right before the war, and I've got the whole story on that. There was a gentleman in East Tennessee who actually made the barrel for it, and when it was redone after the war, you could see, and there's pictures I have of the gentleman put his name on the barrel. So this was not one of these one that come from England, like a 3-band Enfield or anything like that. This was a Tennessee-made rifle, and I'm going to donate that. Since I don't know the provenance, it's just going to be used strictly for display purposes, to help tell a story. Maybe something we're doing over there in East Tennessee, since it was made by an East Tennessee man. But Ed Butler, who has made a lot of the cabinets that's in the museum, has made a cabinet that is strictly for rifles. And when you come for that, you'll be able to see that. And once we get the glass put in, they brought it without the glass. We have to put glass in it. And when we're using the museum glass, the tempered, the light reflecting things that we're supposed to. When those that's where that rifle is going to go, because we have several other rifles as well. So our members have been challenged. I feel challenged by them. I'm motivated by them because our members are stepping up and doing this. So I stepped up, found some good artifacts, and donated them.
Well, that's awesome. I told Dad, I said, when I get a job, I said, I'm going to have a friendly wager with him on who can find the most artifacts to donate. Dad currently has a massive lead, but you said cabinets, and that just reminded me. So Thomas Franklin just called, and he wanted me to offer you this. He said he'd be willing to stand in the cabinet all weekend. You can pick the weekend, and he will be an artifact for y'all.
He is an artifact. He really is. He is a look back into history. And I think that would be wonderful. I think that if we were just to put him on a pedestal in the lobby, that would be, just have people come by and admire him. Yes.
Hey, fellas, I hate to do this, but I just had something rip and tear at work. So I'm going to have to sign off right now.
That's fine.
I'll brief y'all, or I'll talk to y'all later. Sorry, Chatheads, you're just going to be stuck with Moose and J-Bo for the rest of the night.
Hey, man, take care.
Oh, wow. That shows how much he loves us.
Yeah,
this is hard. But, Thomas called me while you were talking about the pants to let me know. We also have, I believe, one more artifact, but I do agree with you. Our members have been great about donating artifacts, because every hearth and home I've seen one, and I hate, and I mean, I hate it with a burning passion that I'm a broke college student. Because if I had money, I definitely would be trying to find artifacts, because I'll find something, and man, I wish I can get this, but hopefully one day. But we do have more artifact to look at, and I'm interested in this.
Well, this is one of those reunion pins after the war, and I bought this for a while. This was there also, and I bought it from the same guy. And I did the research on it, and I'm going to plead ignorance right now because it's just forgetfulness, and I didn't write it down. I don't remember the actual year that is on that pin, but I was wondering if that artillery piece was original to it. And yes, it is. And I looked at how it was put together, and that is one of the most complete and intact ones that I've seen. And from what I understand, they were, at some point in time, either the pin was broke off the back or the artillery piece was taken off of it. And that has all of it together. So, and I bought that from the same guy, so we were working a deal on that. Mm-hmm. And I have another artifact that I picked up from him as well, which I didn't donate. It was a 1928 the lapel pin that was up here that would have had a piece of leather or a string or something hanging down on it. That part is gone, but I was expecting it to say UCV, but it says SCV on it. Wow. And it's from 1928, and it says SCV, Sons of Confederate Veterans, not UCV. And when I hadn't seen one like that. It's quite lightweight, but eyeballing it real good. It looked legitimate. And doing some research on it, I haven't found a whole lot on it. When ones you see that are from that were UCV, the metal itself was different. This one is not a UCV; it's an SCV one. So
that's awesome.
Yes. And because I haven't gotten all the information together on it yet, I haven't donated that yet. As soon as I find out everything about it, then I'll donate that as well.
Sounds like you had a lot of great finds. I love finding SCV history pieces.
Well, and gun show people are us. I mean, that's our people. And every time I have been, I have seen some artifacts. The really good ones, I'm not a broke college kid anymore, but I can't afford some of these really true good artifacts because they have commas in the dollar figure, And when you start talking commas in the dollar figure, then, okay, came across a fully documented flag, fully documented. $96,000.
Oh.
you know, and it's great shape, fully documented. So you do come across these artifacts. This was something that I could afford to do. I believed in the artifacts when I saw them, and I go, okay, these are legit. And that's the reason why I got them. And when I confirmed it and I had the facts right, I donated them. So that's the same thing with the rifle. I'm actually going to take the barrel off the rifle when I go to donate it, since it has the man's name on the barrel, and write a story about that as well. So, you know, it's our members. Our members have done such a great job, and we're going to need more artifacts. Now, you saw the cabinets. That was 10 of them that come in. We have room for 44 more cabinets. So we are going to need a lot of artifacts. And this is a challenge to anybody out there. Our members, wives, people who are just like-minded, people who are Confederate-minded and Southern-minded. We're going to be a great facility. We are a world-class museum. We have a ways to go before we fill it up. And even then, once we get it full, we're still going to need artifacts because things are going to have to come off rotation. At some point in time, those breeches that your daddy donated, they're going to have to come off of rotation, and they're going to have to be put back because they're a fabric. It's the same thing with the frock coat. We're going to start raising money and have this coat analyzed and see what it's going to cost us to restore it and keep it from getting any worse. We're not going to take it back to the original condition, but you're going to have to get it in a good enough condition, get it preserved so we can go back on display with it, but it's going to have to come off. So we need to rotate our artifacts. So we're all the time going to be needing artifacts. So I'm asking our members, I was challenged by our members. They didn't come out and challenge me, but seeing what they have done, going and visiting with them, I felt inclined to do this. And like I said, going visiting with Ron Perdue. I don't have to worry about whatever's going to happen about these artifacts now. I don't have to worry about, I don't have any children, but I don't have to worry about somebody, something happens to me when I pass away and them selling everything off in a yard sale for just a couple of bucks. These are artifacts that's going to be there. They're going to be preserved, and people are going to get to see them. That is the main thing. A lot of this stuff that we have, and we have it put back, and people never get to see it, and people never get to hear the stories. And that's the purpose of the museum, is to tell the stories. Yes, we do want artifacts so we can show what was there at the time, but artifacts that have a story, and we need to tell the story. And it's the story of the people of the Southland. And we need artifacts to be able to tell those stories. So if you have something, put it on loan or just donate it. And you don't have to worry about it being put in a box and sold at a yard sale. Or, we've had people that have come in and have donated us stuff to us, and they've said, my kids don't care and my grandkids don't care. And I have taken care of these artifacts and loved them for 30, 40 years. And I know when they go here, they'll always be preserved. And that's the story. And let's all work together to tell this story.
Amen. All right. With GCB gone, it's kind of our show now. So is there anything you want to talk about, Commander?
No, do you have any questions, or does anybody in the chat have any questions?
See, I know I saw one about the rifle. Carl says we can have cans of Spam and Vienna sauce wieners ready for Thomas Franklin.
Yes, and we will have those for Thomas Franklin. Yes.
David asked, what's the name on the barrel?
Don't recollect that off the top of my head. I have it written down. It's the reason why I didn't call it out earlier, because I just can't remember off the top of my head. It has been right after I bought the gun since the last time I looked at the name on the barrel. So that's been several years now. I bought it while we were still constructing the museum. The museum hadn't even been open yet.
Wow.
So, yes, because I could see this as an artifact that would need to go in there.
Let's see here. The Florida man, Sean McFall, asked, in the display cabinets that you acquired, are you planning on doing anything in the background of those cabinets?
Not at this point, no. You're talking on the back of the cabinets behind the displays. There has been some talk about it, but not going to be anything particular for now. If whatever we do, it's going to be that stuff like we have on the wall that we can peel off. You know, if we find like the music cabinet, let's find that we find a good mural or a painting or something that can go on the back wall. We might have that made into a vinyl and then put behind there. But at this point in time, we've talked about it, but there's no immediate plans. Right now, we're just trying to get everything in there. And as we get other cabinets in, when we go back and start redoing these cabinets, when we get artifacts that are for a particular thing, let's say, since we mentioned the Battle of Stones River, you know, we find something and we put a picture up there behind the back of it for that from Stones River, and then put our Stones River artifacts in there, because we want to match up the cabinets to go with the timeline. So you will be able to, as you go down the walls and walk around, you'll be able to go into the cabinet area and see artifacts from those fights, from those battles, and from that time frame. But that is a good question, Sean. Thank you for asking. We will do something like that at some point, but not right now. Right now, we're trying to get it ready for Stephen D. Lee, and then get ready for the pilgrimage and homecoming. And then right after that's over with, we'll be getting ready for a little thing called National Reunion. So this will be this. And right now, like you said, we're hitting reunion season. So my first reunion is going to be in a little place called Bakersfield, California. So I'm headed out there around the beginning of March to go to their reunion. So
I cannot believe it's already reunion season. I feel like we had just had our national reunion this past July already.
It flies. And it, you know, my parents always said when I was growing up, and I always heard the elders talking about, when you get older, it seems like it goes by faster. It does. It doesn't seem like 2 years have nearly passed.
I can't believe it. It still feels like a year ago, you had just been elected to Lieutenant Commander in Chief. I was being introduced to my biological father for the first time, and stories about a crazy idea we had that would turn into SCV chat.
Yes.
Somehow reached 250,000 people. God bless.
Can you? Yeah, it was a great idea. It was a great idea. I was watching Michael Hardy last night. He has his Sunday night history chat, and I was watching it last night. And you know, time just goes by so fast. You know, and it's because he was talking about his books. Because I can remember when we were talking about this SCV chat and getting it going, and we already knew his Sunday night history chat was already out there, and we wanted to do something a little bit different. Mm-hmm. So, you know, the original premise of SCV chat is what you see right here. Yeah. It was just going to be a group of guys sitting around talking about history, talking about the war, talking about the Southland, and, you know, in a just group of guys sitting around talking. That was the point of it. And his Sunday night history chat is a very good one. It really is. And there's a lot of information that comes across that. And then we started this SCV chat, and it was you know, you and Connor come to me with this idea and it has worked, and it has worked well. You know, with Sean McFall, who is on here, he did that. He does his own show on Tuesday nights, and I've watched him several times. I don't get to catch it every time because a lot of times I'm speaking on Tuesday nights, so I don't get to catch it. But I'll watch a rerun of it. Same thing with David Pope on Friday night with Douglas Southall Freeman. I know Alamo City Guards, they were doing one at one time. And last night's conversation with Michael Hardy was about podcast. And, you know, you and your daddy and Connor come to Adam and myself starting a podcast from Elm Springs. And that is one of the things that we really need to be doing. We need to be running our own podcast. And this is SCV Chat's worked. It has been successful. It has been how much information that was released for the first time has been on SCV Chat.
We've had a lot of firsts. First, I would say interviews of people running for national office. First, you know, I don't know, because I didn't pay attention to the national level until, you know, about 4 years ago after you got elected. You know, that was kind of my first. I've been to national reunions, but, you know, I didn't really start paying attention till Paul announced the forestry internment. And my whole family was like, yes, please. But, you know, I believe we had the first video announcement for Commander-in-Chief, which was you.
Yep.
Breaking news on the forest reinterment. Breaking news for the SCV.
Yes.
And that's
when the equestrian statue was brought to Elm Springs, I filmed that because it was done on a Monday, and I filmed it and sent y'all the video, and there you go. That's how the show started, was the equestrian statue being brought to Elm Springs. Yeah. SCV Chat has been successful. There's a lot of our members that still don't know about it. And I've gone and visited and talked to them. And during the talk, I'll talk about it, and they'll hand to pop up. Well, what is that? And, you know, it's made it out, and people are following and people are watching. There's been a lot of people that I'll go and visit with the camp, and they'll go, well, I'll watch you on SCV Chat. I'll watch you on Commander's Comments. So this is a great thing. And I really want to do the podcast coming from there. I want us to do interviews. I want us to do what we were talking about here, book reports. You know, have a book, somebody releases a book, have them come on the show and talk about it. And it's especially the stuff that we carry merchandise in the store, you know, and Adam is doing a great job with Hearth and Home on that. But I think the podcast, that if we were to do that, and, you know, the Commander-in-Chief's making statements, or the Lieutenant Commander-in-Chief is making statements, or Chief of Heritage Operations is making statements about all of these stuff that is affecting our history. And I could see it really growing. And that's where I see the next step. And when y'all were talking to us about it, you, your daddy, and Connor were talking with Adam and I, and we were in Captain Looney's, Colonel Looney's study when y'all were talking to us about it. And it's like, okay, we need to do this. And I'm all for it. I've already got some scripts written, and just waiting to get everybody get all their ducks in the pond so we can start releasing this. Yeah. And
I will say we are getting them very soon. It's been a bit longer than we expected, but Chat Heads, SCV Chat is about to start taking some massive leaps. And we're happy that Commander Bo Shears is the person we're kind of doing it with, since he was there the first night that we talked about it. So this kind of new era of SCV Chat, we're happy that it's starting with them. It's going to be something special. And it's taken a long time, but that's because we are making sure there's no question about it, it will be a knockout of the park. It won't be like
Yes.
Quit. That was a mistake on our part, but
well, you live and you learn. Just look at all the lessons that we have learned over all of these years. And, we know that we're going to have the audio right. We know we're going to have the video right. We know that we're going to have good stories, and we're going to have to, because we have to do these things, and it has to be done right. Rome wasn't built in a day. And that's the way that I look at it. You make sure you're right in all the steps. It's like a carpenter building a set of cabinets. He measures and he remeasures and he remeasures. So when he makes the right cut, and that's what I'm seeing with this. We're just getting our cabinets put together, and we're going to be able to go with it.
Yes, sir.
What's so funny?
Well, I got two comments. First, Mr. Ron's right. We did move Commander's comments to SCV chat during your tenure.
Yep.
And we also did the first Confederate Legion update here.
Yes.
And the one that made me laugh is we did forget someone and brought it to you the next day, because not only was everybody drinking a bit too much, we didn't know if we were still going to have the green light the next day. Because this was at the Sunday of reunion, which, if you haven't been to a national reunion, I won't say people drink too much, but I will say drinking is involved. And I think everybody woke up thinking, oh, there's no chance they're going to give us any credit for that. Well, that's not going to happen. And I think we brought you in the next day.
Yes, we did. And Larry thought it was a great idea.
Yeah. And if it wasn't because I'll say this, I don't think people realize how much SCV chat grew because of the recent past commander-in-chief and, of course, the current commander-in-chief allowing us to break SCV news, coming on the show to give national updates, to announce their candidacy, to talk about their candidacy. SCV chat was born over a bottle of very good bourbon. But I mean,
personally, I was at choir practice. I have no idea what y'all were talking about.
Oh, yeah, okay. I remember getting grabbed into the hotel room, being told at 3 or 2 in the morning, "Hey, act like you haven't been drinking. You're about to speak with the lieutenant commander in chief." Huh? I don't know, Jason. I didn't even really know Larry either. And then, next thing I know, I've spoke with the commander-in-chief, lieutenant commander-in-chief in the span of 2 days, shot an idea that was made up on the fly. Me and Connor were sitting by I don't think we were sitting by a pool, but we were sitting outside, and we were in the corner just shooting the breeze, and we kind of look at each other. Man, that's a really good idea. That would do something. That would work. And then all of a sudden it being brought up. But I want to thank y'all two specifically. And I mean, there's a lot of people I can sit here and thank. Carl, the Kennedy twins, people who have really helped add to our content over the years and helped us take next levels. But I want to thank y'all specifically for two things, because SCV Chat, our Monday show, is our most watched show. 1,000, 2,000 views an episode. And that's because we do 2 to 3 things on this show. We talk about the museum. We have these fun episodes. We talk about history, but then we talk about the SCV and breaking news, making news, very important things to our organizations and the cause and comedy. A good point, Commander. And we wouldn't be able to do that without Larry McClooney and without Jason Boshears. Both current commander-in-chief and past commander-in-chief really helped us kick it up to a next level. Because before that, we had no idea that we would be a almost news station for the cause and the SCV. We were just a couple guys talking history and having a great time doing it.
Yeah. And and you've mentioned Larry, and Larry was huge in that. after you talked to me and him and I talked and you talked to him, you and Connor did. Larry, what I really like about him is he's very forward thinking. He says, okay, this is where we need to be going. This is what we need to be doing. And Larry is very forward in that. And we always have to keep advancing. We can't stay in our lines. We can't stay in the trenches that we have dug. We have to get out of our trenches and move forward. And Larry has been very forward in all of that thinking. And, working with Larry was a real pleasure. It was a lot of fun. And because ideas, him and I, just like, me and you and me and Connor and Ed Phillips and I, we just start having conversations and ideas start coming out. And, if you start planning it right and start doing it right, you have a success. And we have learned from SCV chat. We made mistakes and we have learned from those mistakes. And we're just going to keep moving forward. And the organization has to move forward. We have to bring ourselves into modern times. I know that there's a lot of people that like the old ways, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with the old ways. And if you still enjoy doing them, do them that way. There's a few things we're going to have to move into modern time zone, and using social media is one of those that we have to make full use of. Now, there's a caveat with social media. As we all know, there's bad parts to it, and you have to be aware of those. But there's also very good parts. And, we need our older members. We need our older members who have been there, who have had life experience, who have had SCV experience. And we need them mentoring the younger people as they come in. Well, it's like you getting a date and you getting a girlfriend. Well, you have to be something that somebody wants, and you have to put yourself out there. And that is the purpose of the social media, because that's where everybody is. Everybody is on. Now, I put TikTok on my phone and I piddled with it for a little bit, but I don't use TikTok. And I have done very, very little with Twitter. But I do use Facebook a lot, and I use Instagram. And, that's where people are. And that's where we have to get our information out. How many people have said, I've seen you on Facebook, I've seen you on SCV chat. Go to National Reunion or go speak at a camp, and they say, hey, we watch it. And there's people that have spoke about, well, I learned about this on SCV chat. And I'm going, well, that's cool, because that's the purpose of this. And you have to go to where, we were talking about the gun shows earlier. Mm-hmm. You go to the gun shows because those are people who think like us. And there's people out there looking for a place where they can feel at home. And we have to be that place where people who are wondering can come and land and find a home. And this is a great organization. We have a great history. And we're the only organization that I'm aware of that offers everything. And we do. If you're the kind that likes to meet, eat, and retreat, there's that. If you're the kind that loves books and you like symposiums, if you like cleaning headstones, if you like events like the Stephen D. Lee and the Alabama Education Conference, we offer all of that. We are a one-stop shopping.
That we are. We have a feud going on in the chat now between Past Commander-in-Chief McClooney and Carl. To answer a question, someone asked, do you have the SCV chat website back up and running? The answer is that no. I'm spending some money on it to try to make it a bit better and, of course, improve it and update it. The updates weren't supposed to take this long. I got the original ones done. The website was ready in January, and I took it down in December to work on it during the quote-unquote season break of SCV chat. But I tried to do a money upgrade to it to make it load better, clearer, and upload more videos to it. As some of you know, with the current deal I have on our website, I can't upload every single episode of SCV Chat, almost 200 episodes, single-handedly. They wanted me to do it. I'm good. I wish I had that much free time, but I was trying to upgrade it to up the capacity of videos and maybe see if it could automatically do it. And so I'm still playing around with that, but it will be back up soon, everybody. I promise. It's been my fault. January was hectic for me, and these first couple weeks of February, I've been focused on a couple SCV events that I need to focus on. But luckily, I will be free after Mardi Gras tomorrow. That's a very serious holiday in the Dolls household, so I will be focusing on that. Then after that, we will be putting the finishes touching on the website. Let's see here. We got a couple other things. Carl has asked that you look into his idea for the CIC and Lieutenant CIC to be spending a Saturday on stilts at the front door of the museum. Now, he said he originally pitched this to Larry McClooney, and he turned him down.
On stilts?
Yes, sir.
You want me on stilts?
Yes, sir.
Wow. I wonder what the oxygen is like up there. I mean, it's just, they're going to have to get some pretty tall stilts for me to be regular height anyway. So to get me up there, they're going to have to be some tall stilts. And I'm going to need a running start and a trampoline to be able to get on the stilts.
The air is crisp up here, Commander.
Is it? Okay. Yeah. A lot of good air up there, huh?
Oh yeah.
You said there's a feud going on in there.
Yeah. So Larry was talking about cigars and bourbon was what actually sold y'all on the chat, not me and Connor. He said, I don't remember bringing you bourbon or cigars. I believe that was already acquired by everybody at that point in the evening. No comment, though. I was sober as a daisy. I was drinking water all night.
Well, I was at choir practice, so you
were at choir practice. So that means
yes.
Connor had to be drunker than a skunk, right?
I'm not going to comment. I wasn't there. Yeah.
Miss Linda says she shares our shows. Thank you. Getting us out to all the camps you can really does help us out a lot because Commander McClooney. Now I'm back in 2020. Commander Bashir's made a good point. There's a lot of people that have seen us, but there's not a lot. But there's some that still haven't.
Yes.
So we got to continue to fight that, and of course. Share also helps. Again, there's been over 250,000 people that have watched SCV Chat in its lifetime, or in the past year. And to answer David's question, it is hectic for me to get those numbers. I am in charge of getting the SCV Chat performance every year before reunion. Oh my gosh, it takes me about 2 to 3 days because I go through a year's worth of content adding. Facebook helps me out majorly. Facebook, if you have a page, I don't know if it'll do it for a group, but a page, it will tell you the total number of visitors. And I just have to go to YouTube and Rumble to add up the rest. I'm not even including TikTok and Instagram, which we just post clips on it. But it's hectic. It's a lovely couple of days, and every year I somehow manage to forget it until the week of reunion. So I'm staying up at 2 a.m. the night before because Commander Bashir is like, "Hey, I want y'all to give a talk on it tomorrow." And Connor's like, "Do you have the numbers?" I was like, "Yeah, no, they're up in my room." All right, well, just shoot me a text when you ever get them so I can put them in the speech. I was like, "Yeah," and I'll text Connor at 2, 3 a.m. The past 2 years at reunion 3. With the total numbers, but sharing is caring. Please share. We're at, as I said, 250,000. It would be awesome to get to 500,000 before reunion. I know that's not a lot of time, but you never know. We might have another couple big episodes for you.
Yes.
So we got a couple planned out. And let's see here. Well, thank you. Everybody's now just being nice to SCV chat. Thank y'all. Thank you, Dr. Mitchum. Those words mean a lot. Miss Ronnie, David. It's been a great night. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And make sure to tune in this Thursday for Look Around the Confederation. We will have Sean McFall, the Florida man, will be joining me. I'm still trying to get some of the national interviews scheduled. For those who don't know, Look Around right now is taking a break from our structure, really just to make sure we have the free time to schedule people running for national office. I'm about to start reaching out to the Army of Tennessee. So if you're in the Army of Tennessee running for the councilman or commander, please contact me. Tell me about some dates that are good for you in February and March. They'll all be on Thursdays at 7 p.m. It will take about an hour. I know Miss Linda's in the chat. If you could tell Mr. Roy, and I believe Mr. Tom and Carl is in the chat. I can force Connor on whenever I please. And I do want to point that out. We aren't showing any bias. We want to give everybody plenty of time. I'm hosting the interviews. And again, to show no bias, we might also have somebody else interview in the Army when we do the Army of Tennessee. Don't know yet. Mr. Sean is watching, so I can just throw him on the bus and say that we've talked about it, even though we haven't. And so we'll probably do a couple of the interviews again to make sure everything is up front and everything is clear. So make sure to tune in. Thank you guys for watching. Yes, we did not take a single Pop-Tart break. I'm still looking for my promotion of Look Around. I cannot find it for some reason.
And I just want to thank y'all. And you sent me a message asking me to come on tonight. It's the first time I've been on in a long time. I think since I've been commander in chief, I might have been on. No, I have been on commander's comments, but I don't think I've been on regular SCV chat on Monday night very often. And to be able to come and to have a laid back episode to where we can just talk about things. When I'm on there with commander's comments, I'm trying to give everybody as much information as I could possibly give them. Because it's my job. That's I don't like keeping people in the dark. I like getting the information out and getting it out to everybody, because if more of us know, the better off we are. And just to be able to come on, because when I do commander's comments, and you've seen my list. I mean, I've emailed you what I'm working from, my list for that night. And it's a full page full of stuff that we're doing. And Ron Kennedy has been great with that. He adds stuff when he needs to. And it's just to be able to come on and just have a laid back episode. And it has been fun, because this is how it all started. I remember the first episode. I'm sitting in almost the exact same position I did then. I know I'm sitting in the same chair I was sitting in then, and doing it on the phone. And the whole purpose of it was just to provide information out there to everybody and just to get us a presence. And that's what it has done. And thank you for allowing me to come on and have a laid back, fun episode.
Well, Commander, you're welcome to all times. I know in my head I have at least a couple more scheduled episodes I'd like you to show up on. And of course, you can come on in and have a couple more relaxed episodes with us. I told him a joke, and not really a joke, but a truth. I said, Commander, I can't wait till you get out of office, because that means you can come on the show more. And he said, why in the world would you want me after I come out of office? And I said, well, the serious episodes for you at that point would be done. It'd all be this.
Yes. And it started as this, and I've enjoyed it. It's been a great show, and I have enjoyed just coming on. And I understand that I need to be, when I do commander's comments, it's serious, and I'm in a coat and a tie. just to be able to sit here and sit outside in front of the heater and have a cigar and just talk to everybody, because that was the point of this, was just to have a bond of brothership and fellowship. And that's what this is. And now I know we still have business we have to take care of, and we've taken care of some business tonight. We showed the cabinets and talked about a few things there. And other than that, I have just had a good time. And the longer we go, the more inside jokes there's going to be. So people are going to have to watch a lot to be able to keep up with the inside jokes.
Oh yeah. If you miss an episode, it's like missing an episode in pro wrestling or missing a day at school when you were younger. You notice a lot of stuff happened that one day at school you missed.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, thank you guys for watching. One more last time. Make sure you share this episode out and email us at scvyouth@gmail.com to be featured on the upcoming episode of Look Around the Confederation. This week, we will have Mr. Sean McFall on. Now, remember, Sean is not a guest. He is one of our hosts here at SCV Chat. He'll be helping me with that episode, and God bless him, because I have no idea if we have someone scheduled for an interview yet or not. So good luck, Mr. Sean. You'll need it. And make sure to tune in Thursday at 7 p.m. Confederate Standard Time for that episode. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, remember, no fumar in the elevator. Good night.
Stay Southern.